Hello and welcome back to another video. In this problem, researchers measured the blood alcohol concentration, BAC, of 8 adult male subjects after rapid consumption of 30 milliliters of ethanol, corresponding to 2 standard alcoholic drinks. The table shows the data they obtained from averaging the BAC of the 8 men in milligrams per milliliter. In part A, we're asked to use these readings, which we have right here, to sketch the graph of the BAC as a function of time. So let's just build our axes. On the y-axis, we're going to have BAC, the blood alcohol concentration. And if we look briefly at our values, it's going from 0 to 0.4. So here, we're going to have BAC starting at 0, and you can build the x-axis just there, going up to 0.4. And then we can just build our points in between. Maybe 0.1, 2, and 3 are going to be helpful, and then we'll have halfway points in between them just for reference. Ignore that, that wasn't a very good, well-drawn one. We'll have that one right there. And now, on the x-axis, the time, we're going from 0 to 4 hours. So a similar thing here, where we just want to fill in the gaps to make sure we can accurately represent the data when we're actually coming to graph it. And my points aren't exactly evenly spaced, but we'll get a general shape of the affected alcohol, which is what we're looking for in part B, without the exact slope and everything perfectly drawn, because it's just a hand-drawn diagram. They know it's not going to be exactly perfectly accurate. So, plotting all the points, we have 0, 0, 0.2, 0.25, so that's going to be very close to 0. Then up here, at 0.5, it's 0.41. So that is exactly halfway to 1. It's just above 0.4. At 0.75, right here in between half and 1, it's at 0.4 exactly. At 1, it's at 0.33, so starting to drop. At 1.25, we're at 0.29. So that's about here. At 1.5, we're at 0.24. So that's just a little bit under the 0.25 mark. At 1.75, we're at 0.22. 2.0 hours, we're at 0.18. At 2.25, we're at 0.15. At 2.5, we are at 0.12. At 3 hours, we're at 0.07, way down there. At 3.5 hours, we are at 0.03. And at 4 hours, the end of the survey, we are at 0.01, almost all the way back down to 0. So we have this graph, and we're going to use it to describe how the effect of alcohol varies with time. So at the moment of consumption, there's obviously no alcohol in the blood because they just drank it. And then it shoots up very rapidly in the first half hour. Then it's steady for a little bit. And then once we get to 0.75 hours, which is about 45 minutes, we can see from this point on, it drops pretty rapidly at the very start, but after that, it's a pretty constant decline all the way to what is basically back down to 0, right? So we see a stark rise, a quick downfall immediately, and then a nice steady decline as it goes to 0. And that is how we use the graph to describe how it is varying with time.